host once again, Kassa. We're on the path, and today's going to be a bit emotional. It's summer 2024, it's hot, and the world is going nuts. Things are blazing up. Africa is waking up. The Gen Z generation of Kenya has woken up, of all places in Africa. Nairobi. Shit. Let's see if this is going to be infecting the whole of Africa. But, you know, like I said, it's that time. The intellectual age is here. And people are waking up. We've been in the information age for a little while now. But now, it's actually intellectualism being neutralized up here in the human brain. And people reasoning. You can call it woke, but fuck that woke shit. People are not woke there. I call it intellectualism. It can be beneficial, or it can be devastating. Intellectualism, AI is here. You know, it might take our jobs, you know, it might create jobs, we don't know. But humanity now, as you can see in Africa itself, it's just the younger generation, the younger minds, the educated minds, the ones that have been to school, colleges and universities, there's nothing for them to do. So they're putting two and two together. And they're realizing what's happening. Intellectualism, awakened egos that have developed. And now there's nothing for them to do in Africa. They have to face their problem. And they're doing it. Big up the Kenyan Gen Zs. So let's watch this video on this young Kenyan and how emotional he gets for the right reason. Play that video.
It's true. And as I said, I don't want to betray my concerns. I'm ready to do anything to see change in this country. I'm ready to die for freedom. I'm ready to die for justice. I'm ready to die for equality. We cannot continue living as slaves in our own country, in the land of our fathers, the land where our fathers bled and died to free this nation from the shackles of colonialism. Colonialism never really ended in this country. Even in this court, they use colonial penal codes, colonial laws. That is why I cannot get justice in a court of law. I want to speak myself. I realize that there comes an existential moment in time when you must speak for yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. I am tired, so sick and tired of living as a slave in my own country. And I'll say this a lot of times, many times, and I'm going to do so many things, so many actions to bring change into this country. We cannot continue to be ruled like this, being ruled by sick people, by mad people, by liars and thieves and criminals. These are the people who are in power in Kenya, in Africa. That is the situation we are living in. That is kind of life we are living in. That's why people are dying and nobody cares. Poor people are suffering, nobody cares. So I don't know what's the role of the government. I don't know. I want to know today, what's the role of the government? To protect the people or to kill the people? Or to make the people suffer? I think we have failed our people. The government has failed, everybody has failed. We have also failed ourselves. I don't know, my concerns will not allow me to keep silent. And at any time, at any moment. I don't know whether this is going to come up anywhere, but we must have this debate. We must have this conversation. We cannot continue living in fear. I see a lot of fear in this country, a lot of fear in the courts. Just yesterday we saw a magistrate who was shot by a police officer. I want to speak, my dear friends. I want to speak because when you try to tell me to keep silent, my heart is burning. You know, it's burning because of this country. Because for 60 years we have been living like we are not human beings, like we are half human beings. We are considered like children of a lesser God. Now, this cannot continue. It cannot continue in any way. We are ruled by a minority that does not care for the interests of the majority. Politicians are liars and thieves, and they have stolen our freedom, they have stolen our minds, they have stolen our land, they have stolen our future. Politicians are established in lies and failed promises. We are victims of lies and failed promises, deferred hopes and blasted dreams for 60 years. I don't know what will happen. I don't know whether you're going to sentence me. I'm ready to be sentenced for 100 years. But I'm going to keep speaking the truth until the day I leave this world. We cannot continue living like this. My dear friends, we must resist. Resistance is the only way for this country, for Africa. People are dying everywhere. Even in Congo, people are suffering and we are silent. I don't know. We have failed as human beings. We have completely failed as human beings. We are on a test as human beings. I don't know why we call ourselves Christians. I don't know why we call ourselves educated people, civilized people. We are not. We are not civilized at all. We are stupid. And this stupidity is taking a toll on this country. Too much toll. It's so bad. It's too bad. It's too bad. We cannot continue living like this. The government must get out of the people.
These 2 points I picked up from that. That's the government. The ministers. Empty statements, false hope. I mean, it's happening around the world. And even in Europe, we can see that with our ministers, with our governments. People are waking up. Economical warfare. Resources. And the world is changing. And then the other thing I picked up, children of a lesser God. Children, he felt like he's a child of a lesser God in his own country. And that's true. Because in his country, he's a Christian. In his country, he's a Muslim. You believe that? It's true though. Why do I find that irritating, personally, as a black man? Because the black man is supposed to be the father of religion. Religion came out of Egypt before even Christianity was created, before Islam. It was kings. It was more than kings. King is a European thing. You can say you was king, yeah, king. European thing. Trust me. In fact, it wasn't really a European thing. It was a Mesopotamian thing. With the first king of kings from Mesopotamia, Sargon the Great. I don't know if you can see his image there, Sargon the Great. He was the first king in history to have a standing army. That's a king. A whole army that's supplied with food and weapons, you know, to go and conquer the known world. You see, the kings, the youth or Yuba, is hope, is false, it's belief. It's not factual fact. They were not kings, they were pharaohs, totally different. A pharaoh had to be a priest. You had to be a spiritual priest. Totally different from being a king. What does a king know about the cosmos? What would a king know about calling down what we call today angelic beings? Wouldn't that be for a warlock or a wizard? So you are not kings. Kings is for other people who want to rule through brutalization and attain your booty, your materialistic stuff, and your whatever you had beyond materialism back then. If you want to go, we were kings. So it's false hope, according to us black men. And then, like he said, you know, he feels like a child of a lesser God. As a black man, I personally don't have that feeling. But I know millions of black people that have that feeling because they have no knowledge of self. They're looking for God. In Egypt, it appears like we had loads of gods. Appearances, that's because we don't know our knowledge and we've lost it. Call Osiris a god? Yeah. But remember, in the Bible, everything is a god. Everything is God. In the beginning was the Word, God. God dwells within a thick darkness, God. The fire, God. I am that I am, God. See, that's what I call Hellenistic mindset. which is really old. Right. So we've lost all spiritual knowledge of self. That's what I picked up from that. And we've lost, through that spiritual knowledge of self, we've lost ourselves in history, and thus we're caught up in a situation where it's a time for materialism and economics. Years have passed so much, and we've been so asleep that now it's a technological age. And are we ready for that? And there's a second scramble for Africa right now. Right now. So I'm going to leave you with those equations to ponder upon them, and we'll deal with them in another video. But just reason with what he said in regards to the government and the feeling like he's a child of a lesser God. Stay on the path, ask the questions, get deep.